Welcome to this introduction to the Community Energy Fund for the North West of England. I'm pleased to be able to share details of this fund, which is provided by the Department of Energy Security and Net Zero. The North West Net Zero Hub will administer the fund over the next 2 years. North West Net Zero Hub supports local government in the North West of England to act on climate and energy policy and work with local businesses and communities. The North West Hub is one of 5 hubs in the English regions which aim to scale up investment in energy projects and create networks to share knowledge on net zero. Final details of the Community Energy Fund for the North West are being agreed with the Department of Energy. Advice provided in this information pack is subject to change upon the launch of the fund application documents. We are not expecting any significant changes. In the next 10 minutes, we'll give a brief introduction to the scope of the Community Energy Fund. We'll talk about eligibility criteria, and then we will describe some of the support the Hub will give to organisations interested in the funding and some details of past projects that you may wish to emulate. The fund is open now for expressions of interest. Do register your interest as soon as possible to be included in the first application round. Full application guidance will be available soon. The first round of applications will open in the new year, and then later rounds are anticipated in the year from April 2024 to March 2025. The Community Energy Fund is a £10 million grant scheme for urban and rural communities to develop community energy projects. These could include local renewable and low carbon energy projects such as wind farms, hydropower and rural heat networks, community electric vehicle projects such as electric car clubs, and energy efficiency retrofit projects where there is a business model for a sustainable service. The CEF is for community-based organisations that want to develop projects for the benefit of local communities. Funding is for the development of projects from concept to investable scheme, including the launching of approaches to community fundraising. It must be clear that it cannot provide capital funding for the installation of projects themselves. The Community Fund has several aims. It will increase the level of community and locally owned renewable and low carbon energy assets. It will support communities by helping them to reduce energy costs or by generating income. It will promote the growth through the creation of jobs and volunteering opportunities. The fund will achieve its aims by removing barriers to investment that are currently preventing the development of community-scale projects. We invite you to get in touch with your Net Zero Hub early on. You'll be asked to complete a pre-application expression of interest form. You can discuss your project idea with the Hub team. Strong projects will be invited to submit an application form with supporting documents in the next funding round. You'll be notified of a decision and then have up to 1 year to deliver your research project. Now let's touch on the eligibility for the scheme. More detail on eligibility will be provided in guidance documents along with the application forms. Funding is for project development, not capital investment. There's 2 stages of funding. The first stage can pay up to £40,000 to groups that want professional support to scope out their project. This slide gives details of what the funding can cover, and these slides will be made available on our website. Stage 2 of the funding is for groups who already have a well-developed project, whether it's funded through stage 1 or by another means. This stage can grant up to £100,000. Where projects are feasible and with a good chance of securing planning permission and being implemented, this funding can cover activities such as investigation of relevant technologies, planning applications, surveys, landowner agreements, and investment cases that will allow a crowd raise to attract the investment needed. Applications must be led by legally constituted voluntary community and social enterprise organisations based in England only. Eligible organisations are listed here. Partnerships with non-eligible organisations are allowable and detail will be provided in the guidelines. Applicants must be incorporated as an eligible organisation in order to receive funding. You must have undertaken some initial community engagement. You should have a specific eligible technology in mind. For asset-based projects, you should have a specific site under consideration. If relevant, you should have had an initial conversation with your local planning authority about your project concept. You should support your bid with a minimum of 3 quotes for the work which you are seeking funding for. A wide range of low carbon energy technologies are eligible for funding. They're listed here and we'll publish them on our website. They include solar power, wind power, biofuels, anaerobic digestion, heat pumps, heat pump fed heat networks, EV charging infrastructure, hydropower. Other technologies can be considered on a case-by-case basis. Please get in touch to discuss. To be eligible to apply for the CEF, applicants must be from an eligible organisation. And then project proposals must ensure that at least 50% of the ultimate project will be community owned. There must be some community benefit demonstrated that will be received by the local community. This is nuanced and more guidance will be given along with the application documents. The North West Net Zero Hub wants to support you to help shape your project. The North West Hub, along with Lancashire County Council, previously administered the North West Rural Community Energy Fund. This ran from autumn 2019 to March 2022. We're able to support groups with 1.5 million of funding, and they developed projects from feasibility to commercialisation. 22 projects were supported in total. The new Community Energy Fund is open to urban groups as well as rural groups. Groups will be allowed to undertake their own project management. Groups can also undertake pieces of technical work paid through the CEF if they have the appropriate skills and can demonstrate a fair market rate. The fund is more open to some innovative technologies and business models, for example, grid flexibility services, but please discuss these with the Hub before applying. Alongside the Community Energy Fund, the North West Net Zero Hub will provide a programme of support to local government and community groups to inform them about key aspects of the community energy sector. So if you're new to community energy and not ready to bid into the first round, we hope to be able to support you by providing information about what good looks like, what technologies are eligible, and what sort of organisation you have to form in order to raise community funds. Community Energy England is a membership organisation that acts as the voice of the sector, speaks back to government, and helps communities identify resources to get them started. The Hubs have collaborated with Community Energy England to produce this top 10 guide to getting started. It's a good place to begin thinking about project formation. The Net Zero Hubs and Community Energy England have lots of examples of successful projects from around the country. Here are some from the North West. Funded through the Renewable Community Energy Fund, Congleton Hydro is a micro hydro system which produces energy at Havana Weir, and it generates enough to sustain 60 homes per annum. The power is supplied through to a local business, and it's operated and maintained by professional qualified volunteers. In Chipping, a Lancashire village, around 300 households are off of the gas grid. So they have expensive domestic heating from oil, LPG, direct electric heaters, and coal. So a group of volunteers is investigating the opportunity for ambient loop ground source heating systems as an alternative. These clusters of heating systems connected to boreholes could provide very efficient energy and reduce bills as well as carbon. Bretton Hall Solar has the potential to become the largest community-owned solar farm in the UK. It's a 30 megawatt scheme which has submitted a planning application in May 2022. The solar farm will be situated on low-grade agricultural land which straddles the border between England and Wales. That's just 3 examples of projects, but many more can be found by navigating from our website. If you want to express interest in community energy funds, please visit www.localenergynorthwest.org, and from there you can send an email to our mailbox. We're opening an expression of interest process. We'll ask you for a few details so that we can help you on your journey into this fund. Thank you very much for your time, and we look forward to working with you.